I'm also not doing good because I have found a new obsession, which you can maybe tell by the title is Arcane. I also need to cut my bangs, as I just noticed. Like today, I don't know what it is about bangs, but they're like fine, absolutely horrendous. They need to be cut now. There's no in between. It's really weird. So yeah, I have to cut them, and I hope that I won't hate myself afterwards. Wish me luck. But anyway, what I wanted to say about Arcane, if you don't know what Arcane is, it's a Netflix show where the first season aired about 3 years ago, I think, and there's a second season now. I think it aired in just November. And it is based on League of Legends, like the Riot game. And while I am not a League player, I don't want to do this to myself. I did really enjoy the show. It was just so visually pleasing to me. Like the first season, the animation was so nice to me that I was really looking forward to the second season. And yeah, I'm not going to spoil anything if you haven't seen the second season yet, but I can confidently say that it's very visually pleasing. Like all the colors and the lights and just how they frame shots. It's the animators really know what they're doing. They have a goal to portray a story, and it really comes through. It really feels like that they said, there, do your best, here have the money, have fun. And it really shows. Like if you pay the animators good, it shows. And I also really like the soundtrack. The soundtrack is really good. I probably said really like 20 times. It is astonishingly good. I think I have maybe 10 songs in my playlist now from this show, and a few on repeat. Specifically Fantastic, Renegade, and The Line. These three are my favorites. Some of you that have watched the show might be surprised that a certain one isn't on my list. But I don't know, it's not giving what I want in a song. Okay, I'm not gonna say more. Yeah, and to those that have seen the first season, I really liked a character in the first season a lot already, and I like it even more in the second season. It's Victor. When I watched the first season, I was like, damn, this guy is genetically designed to be my type. And yeah, I also really like him in the second season. So that's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, if you did watch Arcane, let me know in the comments what you think about it, who your favorite character is, who your favorite your favorite song, what your favorite song is. English is not my first language, I'm sorry. What your favorite song is, and yeah, let's just talk about it a little bit in the comments. It will be weird for people watching this video like a few years down the line and be like, what the heck is an Arcane? of the Rings. And just so you know, Lord of the Rings are my absolute comfort movies. I love them so much. When I have a hard time, I like watching Lord of the Rings. I actually also enjoy the Hobbit movies, which I know, controversial, but I do like them. I do like them. I do see that Lord of the Rings is just objectively the better movies. Whenever I watch Lord of the Rings, I just fangirl so hard over the whole like SFX makeup, like the special effects makeup. It is so good. Oh my god. That is what these movies make stand out. Because you can still watch them so many years later. I think it's like 24 when did the first one come out? 2000, 2001, something along like these lines. And they are still so nice to watch because nothing is like something on my chin, I think. Yes. Because everything is just real, so it actually still looks amazing. The only scene where you notice the age is, I think, the Balrog. I don't know if that's the English name, it's the German name, it's Balrog. That you can kind of see it, like that the CGI is not, I think it's CGI, is not that good as it is now, obviously. But it's just still amazing to watch. And the actors are just so good. They're so good. And yeah, I'm just a big Lord of the Rings fan. And as of now, Rings of Power, I watched the first season and I'm now at the second season, and I'm kind of like, okay, they do be walking. They do be walking, which I think is just Lord of the Rings. It's a lot of walking around, beautiful scenery, but I don't know. It's so much build up. Like, it's so much build up. If you've seen Rings of Power season 1 and or 2, let me know, what do you think? Do you think the casting is good? Because I think some actors are really greatly casted and some are a bit questionable. Not that the actors are bad, but when you have movies where characters are older, you should, in my opinion, try to find actors that actually kind of look like they could be those people but younger. Maybe that's just me. But yeah, that's all I'm going to add to this. The show obviously has a big budget. But if you would ask me if it's comparable to the movies, I would say no. Like, really not. It's a good show if you like Lord of the Rings. And I mean, like, when you're like obsessed with it, like super into it, then I think you would have a problem with it. But like, I just enjoyed the movies. They're nice, entertaining for me. I actually haven't read the books, which I think is another level of knowing about the subject. And if you are really knowledgeable about a subject, you're a lot pickier, I would say. So yeah, I can enjoy the show, and I look forward to finishing it. But it's not something that I would ever rewatch. No. Arcane, on the other side, I will probably rewatch a few times, not gonna lie. new tattoo that I want to get. I don't think I've actually talked about this, but I have a band-aid tattoo on my knee because I have hypermobility and I have a lot of like issues with my limbs. I recently had issues with, I still actually got them, issues with my vertebrae and my neck, and I have issues with dislocated shoulders. My back hurts really easily when I stand for too long or walk for too long. My knees also start to hurt, and like my hips just kind of sometimes when I stand just kind of like do this and like kind of give out. It's not comfortable. By the way, an indication to see if you have hypermobility or like if you're more flexible than normal people or like average people, I would say, is if you can do this. Yeah, I didn't know that was apparently not something that everyone can do. Well, I knew that not everyone can do that, but I didn't know it's something that you shouldn't be able to do that easily as I can. When I got my hypermobility assessment, he was like twisting and like moving my knee, and he was like, "Yeah, shouldn't do that." I was like, oh, okay, didn't know that. I thought that's normal. I thought everyone is that flexible. But yeah, I have it under control. I do physical therapy for it. But yeah, I thought having a band-aid on my knee is kind of funny. When I'm like 80 and going to doctors and be like, my knee hurts, doctor. I think the band-aid is not doing its job anymore. And then I just roll up my wrinkly ass leg and have like a wrinkly ass band-aid tattoo on there. And I hope the doctor will laugh. If not, everything was in vain. No, I just like them. I just really like the look of it. I think it's really cute. And yeah, the other tattoo that I would really like to get is a Mimikyu and a Mew. This little guy and this little guy that's not facing our way right now. Because I really like Pokemon. It's been a big part of my life forever. And Mimikyu and Mew were the first emotes that I got when I started streaming. So they were kind of like with me from the start. So I just kind of wanted to get those to be like, hey, I always loved Pokemon, and these two specific ones were there since the beginning of a journey I never thought I could have. I always wanted to become a content creator, and like even when I was like 13 watching YouTube and hear people say like this video is sponsored by, now I was like, oh my god, it would be so cool to say that at some point. And yet I got to that point. I never thought I could, and that's all thanks to you all that were watching this video, that subscribed, that follow me on other socials,